Hi, in this video we are gonna learn about how to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. So for example, you have 1/4 plus 1/5. How can you find it? So here's a picture that represents each. We have two circles that represent these fractions. So 1/4 means you divide the circle into 4 pieces and one of them is shaded. This is 1/4. And 1/5, you have 5 pieces, one of them is shaded. So you can combine them, but how can you find out the number that represents the combination of these two pieces? So first step, you have to find the LCM between 4 and 5 because we want to divide each circle with the same number. To find it, we have to find the LCM. So to find the LCM, you have to find the multiples of 4. So 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 5 is 20, 4 times 6 is 24, 4 times 7 is 28, and it goes on. And multiples of 5. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 6 is 30, and it goes on. So if you look at these numbers, you have to find the same number and you have to find the smallest number among the same numbers. So here you see 20 and 20, so LCM is 20. If you keep going later, you will see more numbers that are the same, but you have to find the smallest number. So 20 is the LCM. After you find the LCM, you have to find the equivalent fractions. So 1 times, okay, before this, you have 1/4. We want to make a fraction that has 20 as a denominator. So you divide into 20 pieces. 4 times 1 makes 20. 4 times 5 makes 20. So when you multiply the denominator by 5, you have to multiply the numerator by the same number, so the fraction remains the same. So 1 times 5 is 5. So 1/4 represents, this picture represents 1/4. If we divide them into 20 pieces, these shaded areas, you have 5 pieces out of 20 pieces. In the same way, 1/5, you have to make the denominator 20. What makes 20? 5 times what number makes 20? 5 times 4 is 20. When you multiply the bottom by 4, you have to multiply the numerator by 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. So again, this picture, which represents 1/5, if we divide them into 20 pieces, you have 4 pieces out of 20. So if you combine them, you will have 20 pieces out of 20. So 5 over 20ths plus 4 over 20ths is 5 plus 4 is 9 over 20. Now you have the same 20ths. You have the same denominator. You can add them. So let's go over the steps. So solving unlike denominator problems, you have to find the LCM. Second step, you find equivalent fractions. Third step, add or subtract problems. And if you have to, you simplify fraction. So let's go over this example, 1/5 plus 3/4. So what are the multiples of 5? Multiples of 4. Multiples of 5, 10, 15, 20. We did this in the previous page. 4 is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So LCM is 20. You have to find the equivalent fraction. How do you find the equivalent fraction? You have 1/4, 3/4. You have to multiply by a number. You have to make 20 at the bottom. You have to multiply by the same number. You have to get 20 at the bottom. So 5 times what number makes 20? 5 times 4 is 20. 1 times 4 is 4. 5 times 5 makes 20. 5 times 5 is 20. We'll multiply by the same number. 3 times 5 is 15. And then you add or subtract. So 4 20th plus 15 over 20th. So 4 20th plus 15 over 20th. Now you have the same denominator. You can add the numerator. 4 plus 15 is 19 over 20. If you need to, you have to simplify. 19 over 20, you cannot simplify because 19 is a prime number and 20 is not a multiple of 19, so it is already simplified. So the only difference between solving unlike and like denominator problems is step 1 and 2. You have to find the LCM and find the equivalent to fractions. So a couple of more examples. Step 1, you have to find the LCM, which stands for least common multiple. And you have to find the equivalent fractions. So 1/3 plus 3/6. Let's find the LCM. So least multiples of 3. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 4, 12. 3 times 5, 15. 18, and goes on. 6 times 1, 6. 6 times 2, 12. 6 times 3, 18. 6 times 4, 24. 6 times 5, 30, and goes on. What is the smallest number? You have a 6 and 12 and also 18, but you have to find the smallest number is 6. After you find the LCM, you have to find the equivalent fraction. So 1/3 times a number, you have to make the bottom 6, and then you have 3/6. You have to multiply by a number. You have to make 6. 3 times 1 makes 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. This one you already have 6, so you can multiply by 1. It's 3. 2 6 plus 3/6. Now you have the same denominator. 2 plus 3 is 5 over 6. Okay, 1/2 plus 3/5. Let's find the LCM. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, goes on. 5, 10, 15, 20, goes on. LCM is 10. So 1/2, let's make 10, and 3/5, you have to multiply by a number, so you can make the bottom 10, denominator 10. So 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 times what makes 10? 5 times 2 is 10. So you multiply by the same number. So 3 times 2 is 6. 5 tenths plus 6 tenths. 5 plus 6 is 11 over 10. 11 is a prime number. You cannot find any other GCF other than 1. So it is simplified. 8/9 plus 1/4. Find the LCM. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, goes on. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. You don't have the same number at this point. You have to keep going. 28, 32, 36. Now you can find LCM is 36. So 8, 9, you multiply by the same number. How do you make 36? 9 times 4 is 36. 8 times 4 is 32. 1/4. Multiply by the same number, you make 36. 4 times 1 makes 36. 4 times 9, multiply by the same number. 1 times 9 is 9. So 32 over 36 plus 9 over 36. 32 plus 9 is 41 over 36. Last one, let's find the LCM. 6, 12, 18, 24, goes on. 9, 18, 27, 36, goes on. it is 18. So 1/6, 3/9, you have to make 18. 6 times 1 makes 18, 3. 1 times 3 is 3. You have to multiply by the 9 times 1 makes 18. 9 times 2 is 18. 3 times 2 is 6. So 3/18 plus 6/18. 3 plus 6 is 9 over 18. You can simplify this. Divide by 9. Divide by 9. It's 1/2. Or you can, if you're not sure what number you multiply, you can try with a small number. If you try 2, now you cannot divide 9 by 2. How about 3? You can divide by 3. Then 9 divided by 3 is 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Now you can divide one more time by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. You get the same answer.